Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Game Changers. I hope you had a really great new year with your family and friends, and everyone was staying healthy because it was crazy to say the least. So, welcome to episode 62 of the Game Changers, and I'm your host, Carla, for tonight, featuring Jenna Carlone, whose extensive knowledge and experience will provide valuable insights. We will engage in thought-provoking discussions on various topics, so stay tuned for an enlightening show. I would like to express my gratitude to Evan Iggy JC and the whole TSA team for their support in creating this platform for meaningful conversations with leaders and innovators in our community. Join me as we explore the stories and insights of our guests, especially in the realm of fantasy football. The Game Changers fosters a unique community, and I'm privileged to share this journey with all of you this evening. Who is Jenna Carlone? Jenna is a vibrant Connecticut native with a deep rooted passion for football that she inherited from her father. While her dad is a diehard Patriots fan, Jenna proudly supports the Green Bay Packers. This is her third season diving into the exciting world of fantasy football, and she's savoring every moment of the experience. Professionally, Jenna has dedicated the past 11 years to thriving as a sales representative in the commercial paint industry. Her career has been a journey of growth and achievement, showcasing her commitment and expertise in the field. On the personal side, Jenna is a proud new mom to her playful kitten Marco,
He's
who brings joy and energy to her life. Nature serves as her refuge, and she loves to relax by the pool, which she considers her ultimate happy place. Fitness play a crucial role in Jenna's life, and she has recently discovered a passion for Zumba. She attends classes every Monday and Wednesday, enjoying a fun and engaging way to stay active. At the core of Jenna's life are her family, friends, and her wonderful boyfriend. She cherishes the moments spent together and the beautiful memories she creates. Jenna tonight will be sharing her journey, passions, and insights into the world of sport, fitness, and personal growth. Welcome, Jenna, to the Game Changers. How are you tonight?
Hi, good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I've never done a podcast, so I'm very honored to be on here.
I'm the one who's honored, and look at everyone, commenting, saying hi. I know that you were not on X before, and now you're on X, and you're having a lot of the community followers, a lot of fantasy football followers. So we will get into all of this later. We will talk a lot about the women of fantasy. We will talk about the expo because I know you don't know too much about this stuff. But let's start with your background first. Could you share a little bit about your background and what inspired your passion for football?
So I grew up with my father. My mom passed away when I was younger. So it was just me and my dad. And I'm such a daddy's girl. And he loves sports. So sports was like always on, football in particular. So from a young age, I've been watching football. And for some reason, when I was like 5, I saw the cheese heads, like with like the cheese, like literally like on its head. And ever since then, I've been a Packers fan. And I've always just stuck with it. And now, years later, I've gotten into fantasy. My dad really got me into fantasy. He's in like 4 leagues. So I've really just it's a good connection to have with my dad and other family members. We have like a family pool going on also with football. So it's just like a good, fun thing to have that connection with my family as well. And my boyfriend as well. And he's a Giants fan now. So like
Everyone is booing the Packers right now, so we're
I
gonna
know,
say
I
boo,
see that.
boo.
What's happening? I know I'm very rare, so it's okay.
They all play fantasy and they are all, like so excited about their own teams and their own players, which is I love. So everyone here is nice, just letting you know.
Oh, I know. It's fun.
Yeah. So I know that your dad got you into fantasy football. And when you came to Zumba class, and I was like, okay, guys, I have a fantasy football podcast you need to watch and stuff like that. You were like, what? You have a
Yeah.
fantasy football podcast? And we connected on that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to bring you to the podcast show because I want to see that we have a big community on X and we go a lot to the expo, and it's kind of like a family oriented experience for me personally. And I want you to be part of that, of this connection, because not having the expo, not having the community, not having everything, and you talking about a male dominating field, um, you know, I want you to experience that. So that was part of why we started
Yes.
talking about you, bringing you to the podcast. So tell me a little bit about your commercial paint industry and what has your journey been like over the past 11 years at Sherwin-Williams?
Yeah, so I started out at Sherwin right out of college. My senior year, I needed an internship. So I was at a career fair and I just saw it and I was like, yeah, I'll just do this internship and that'll be that. So I was at the Waterbury location, and like I trained there and learned about the store, and I actually like really liked it. I found it so challenging. It's actually changed a lot in 11 years, but when I was there, I was really one of the only females. And
Nice.
customers are typically all males. So it's a male dominated industry. And I really found it kind of like challenging. Like, okay, like if I can prove myself and like, really understand everything and prove to these guys that I can do this. So
Yeah.
I got a manager position, and then I was a training store manager for other assistants in the area, and then I became a sales rep. And now I'm in the commercial segment. So it's like properties and like larger commercial accounts on that side. So I really do enjoy it, but it has definitely been a challenge, and you've had to get thick skin because not everyone wants to see you succeed sometimes. But sometimes that makes me want to like push harder and
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, and learn, and like keep like learning and climbing the ladder really. Yeah, Sherwin's been, when I think reflect, I kind of get like a little emotional because I've been
Yes.
so grateful that the company's just like provided me like so many different opportunities.
That's
And
amazing.
and it's just been a really good experience. And I'm
I love
also part of like a women's well, it's a women's leadership group, and now it's like an employee resource group. So really we're trying to attract and engage like a diverse pool of employees, and keep them so we have a diversity. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that you are forming a women, like team as well, and getting to know your industry more, which is really amazing. In every industry, there's a lot of challenges, but yeah, in a male dominating industry, it's more. And I like hearing that. So
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about your third season in fantasy football. You were so excited that you made the cut, and you were telling me that you did it and you made it, and we want to talk about this. What do you enjoy most about it, though? What do you enjoy most about fantasy football, and how do you prepare for it?
So honestly, it's kind of the connection with my dad and my boyfriend. So my dad really thinks that he's like a member of my team. Like he thinks that he's like part owner. So he calls me every Sunday and he's like, "Who are
Of
you
course.
playing?" And for me, it's kind of like it's just like that like engagement, piece of that. So I really do enjoy that, and I really enjoyed the challenge again of just like challenging myself to know the players and like, and it's always a gamble, like who you're going to play, right?
Yes.
So I do listen to a podcast a lot during the week. I listen to like a couple. I'll just do like NFL, like football on Spotify. So I'll just try to like listen and pick up anyone on like the waivers. So that's really how I prepare. And I do ask my dad for advice because again, he thinks that he's part owner of my team. So
Of
yes.
course.
Yeah, even though he has like 4 of his own teams, he really thinks that he's part of mine.
So you have one team only, Jenna?
Yeah,
Or
I
more?
only have one team. Yeah.
Oh, so you manage one team. How did you do?
So I made it to the playoffs, but
Yes.
unfortunately, that was it. I was
Yes.
one and done. But my first, this is my 3rd year. So the first year I got first place. And the
Nice.
second year I got second place.
So because we were talking about that, when you won first place, did you get anything from them?
It was a money league. So it was, yeah, it was
Other than the money.
no. Well,
Okay.
bragging rights, I guess. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the women of fantasy football. I don't know if you ever heard about the women of fantasy football before.
No.
Never. So they are a community and movement dedicated to promote and support and nurturing women in the fantasy football world. So they aim to break down barriers and create a welcoming, respectful community where women feel comfortable practicing fantasy football leagues and pursuing careers in sports media. And I really want you to connect with someone, that's in the women of fantasy football industry. Because if you win, Jenna, they will give you this back. And I do believe Cindy and Angie and Kimberly right now can tell you about it. They will give you like a big, beautiful ring. Like these
Really?
football rings, they will give you a beautiful ring if you win first place. So
What?
you should be part of it. I'm not even kidding. You should be part of the women of fantasy football. So maybe when we finish, we can talk a little bit about it on the side. So are you interested though? Would you like this?
Absolutely. And again, like the community piece of it, like is
Yes.
I love that. Like I love stuff like that. So
Yes.
and getting a ring for winning, I mean, why not?
It's a huge, beautiful one. Where do I sign up, Rick? Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
talk about ultimate
Listen.
bragging rights.
Yes, it is. It is. Of battle of the sexes. Yeah, a very nice one, Cindy. I know. I'm so happy for you. Go with the women of fantasy football. So maybe
have
you
you
will
won
not
in
have
that?
only one team, Jenna. You will have a lot of teams.
Okay.
You will meet up with wonderful women through the community. There's a big community, and they're always trying to search for wonderful women like you.
I love that. Okay. I didn't even know
Yes.
that existed. So
See?
yeah.
It's good to have connection.
It is. My dad's gonna be like all about that. He's gonna think that's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, the challenges in a male dominated field. And especially that you didn't have that background with women that many of the women of fantasy football have. What were, the challenges that you have faced, and have you overcome them at some point, or are you still having those challenges, Jenna? And maybe fantasy football first, and then we can talk about work.
So the challenges in fantasy football,
Yes,
being like a
being
female.
a female in a male-dominated game.
Yeah. So well, luckily the league that I'm in, it's through a friend, and it's actually mostly women in it, which is like
Nice.
really, yeah, which is really cool. But I do, it's really interesting, just like in general. If you start talking about sports, a lot of times people will just be like, oh, like you must not know a lot about it or something. And I'm like, I do though. Like
Yes.
I watch sports, and I think it's just about like, like I guess I don't want to say like proving yourself, but it's just, showing that like, yeah, like I do watch it, like I know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately that's just like, sometimes that's what happens. And
Yeah.
that kind of correlates to like what happens at work. where you have to, I just feel that a challenge has been for me is I have to work like extra hard to prove myself to like like specific customers,
Yes.
unfortunately. And that's just, and that's been really hard for me at the beginning. I really struggled with it and I almost like left because of that.
But
But
look
it
at
was
you.
just
You're a
something.
warrior.
Yeah, and it was just something that I had to like push through, and I just kept learning, and now I feel like I'm in a position that I feel that people like know what I can do, and I don't really get that like hesitance as much anymore.
So being facing all of these, all of these challenges, what advice would you give other women looking to enter or excel in industries dominated by men?
So I would say definitely just use it as motivation. Like if you feel like like you're like, slightly, they might make it like uncomfortable or make you feel like you don't belong or like don't know as much. I would just use that as fuel, and it's 2025. Like we can, just push yourself,
Yeah.
and really like it can actually make you feel so good to like push through those barriers. I have four nieces, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, you guys can literally do whatever you want, play whatever sports you want, be in whatever industry you guys want, and just keep pushing. And that's what I would recommend to people, and don't give up.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Tell us about your nieces. So now you're talking about your nieces and, being a woman with all four of them. What you teach them, what kind of a role model you are for these, young girls? How do you inspire and support them? And what lessons do you hope to impact in them?
So they are all different ages. So they range from 13 to 8. And they're amazing. So they're actually my cousin's kids, but I call them my nieces. Yeah, and I'm their godmother. So it's like I'm like they're very special to me.
Of
So
course.
it is, yeah, actually, and they've all visited me at work on a few occasions, and they have loved that I've been like a manager, and I've been like the boss lady, and I show them that like hard work, like you can like achieve your goals. And one of them really wants to, the oldest one, she wants to be a baker, like have like her own like bakery. And
Nice.
I'm like, entrepreneur spirit, like this is fabulous. Like just keep pushing for your dreams. And one of them like wants to play hockey. And I'm like, absolutely, and she's like, she even said to me one time, she's like, well, just boys play hockey. And I'm like, that's not true at all.
No, not true.
Yeah. And it's really just like making sure that they know that like whatever they want to do, like I support them, and like they have family that supports them. And that's why I think it's so important. And also too, like just showing that they don't like, need someone to support, like they can have their own goals,
Do it
and
themselves. Yeah.
yeah, and do it themselves. And I always tell them to save money. I know that
Yeah.
they're like young, but especially the 13-year-old, I'm like,
They should start young.
yes.
I
And I'm
agree.
like, if you want something, you have to save for it, and have your own money, and like don't depend on anyone. So
Okay, so do you know right now that in the community of fantasy football and women of fantasy football as well, and there's Scottish as well, they have leagues for kids that can play fantasy football?
oh, I did not know that. Really?
Yes. So your nieces, if they are interested as well, they can play fantasy football with, they are all charitable, like for charities, especially
I love that.
yeah, especially, Scott Fish. He have his son. He plays in a league, just for kids. So that would be a great connection as well to have your, nieces play as, fantasy football as well if they are interested in it.
Is there like an age? What's the age, like minimum
I
or?
don't believe they have, maybe it's 8 or less.
Okay,
If
I
they
was just
can play, they
curious.
can play. I'm not sure of the age, but I do believe they start as young as they would, because it's not, it's for charity. So it's not like they're playing,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
money and getting money or something. It's for charity, and it's for a very great cause. So they should start playing next year for the Scottish Charity Ball, and we go to Boston as well, like laugh draft. You should come with me this year. Just saying.
Okay, I'm so in. Wait, what is that?
The Scottish Bowl. It's a fantasy football as well. They do live drafting. It's
Okay.
the same like you do. Yeah. So we can talk about it as well on the side, and I'll connect you to the right places. I promise I will
I know I'm
connect you.
learning so much. I like love this. The oldest one, she would love to do something like
Yes.
that.
Oh,
Yes,
they will
and
love to
she's
have.
yeah, and she like loves to win. So I feel like
See,
so
if she loves
yeah.
to win, she will be in the right place. I'm sure she will.
Yes,
So
yeah, I think she would love that.
what do you think are the most important qualities for young girls to develop to succeed in life and to succeed in their career? Oh,
I think like setting goals for yourself, like kind of like knowing, I guess like what you want, and also as a skill for me that's been very important. I guess it's a skill is being adaptable. I feel like being adaptable in life and just kind of going with the wind, and like things are gonna change, things happen, like new experiences might open new
yeah,
doors, and just being open to all of that, and I guess just kind of adapting. I mean, I feel like that has been something in my personal life and in my career that has made me where I am today. I think that that's like so important, and just like having courage to go after the things that you want, and to keep going, and to not give up, and also to like asking for help, um like and like if you don't know something, like ask, or if at work, like I had to for a long time ask a lot
yeah,
of questions, and especially in your personal life too, and that's something I tell my nieces all the time. I'm like, if you guys need advice on anything or help on something, like don't be afraid to ask. And I
that's
think that
good.
that's like really important, and being like humble and like a good person,
Yes,
um is like
100%.
should be like net number one. I probably should have said that first, but I think that that's like should be number one. And I tell them that all the time. Like no matter what in life, like treat everyone the same. Like be kind. It's free. I tell them that, and sprinkle it to everyone, and just be a sunshine, And I think that those are all just like good qualities to have and to succeed, you know.
I agree. I agree
Yeah, and that
100%.
I really do just try to push that. I'm really big on just, being like independent, and I just want them to start off in life at a good solid note. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I know that you're a new for a small kitten named
Yeah, he's
Marco.
actually it's so funny that you just said that. So this is
Oh,
Marco.
oh my God.
Literally
He's
as
so
soon as you said
cute.
that, he made it appear. I think he heard, oh, okay, now he's stepping on a thing. This is
He heard the
Marco.
name. So how did he impacted your life?
Okay, Carla, I he has made such a happy impact. I have not had a pet as an adult. I had a cat growing up, but so as an adult, this is my first pet, and it has made me the happiest. I really
Oh,
look forward to going
love
home.
it.
Yes, and just like playing with him, and he's so cuddly. And it's really just been such a good feeling, and it's so nice to have something like look after, you
Yeah, I
know.
agree. I agree
And
100%.
yeah, and for Christmas, he got like way more presents than I did. My family like got him a stocking and stuff, and I didn't get like anything. Oh, but yeah, he has like a whole big thing of toys now. So he's
Did
just
you
my fur
realize
baby.
you're wearing the same colors like your Marco, black and
Oh
white?
yes, I didn't even realize that. We're
I love it.
matching. I love that.
I love that. So you enjoy relaxing by the pool and consider it your ultimate happy place. What about it bringing you peace and joy?
So I actually I just wanted to mention this. So for Christmas, my boyfriend's cousin sent us this like book, and it said what makes you feel free, and people from all over the world, I don't know if you saw it, but send in what makes them feel free.
Yeah.
And it was like interesting, like nature, like even like hanging out with friends. But my thing that made me feel free is being by the pool. And
Nice.
yes, yeah. So I live in a condo and we have like a pool here. So it's just something just with like the water and just like being able to like read and just like enjoying the scenery. It's always been like a very relaxing thing for me. Even the beach as well. Just really like outdoors and like
Yes.
water.
I love it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So like
Me
in the
too.
summer, I'm always by the pool.
I'm a Pisces, so I love water anywhere,
Oh,
anytime.
okay, okay. I'm an Aries, but yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but
So,
I do love it.
yes. So you recently discovered Zumba, and
Yes,
I am your Zumba instructor.
yes,
Well, I first remember you standing in the back, being that shy, and then now I can't help but see you like enjoying your time to the max. Whenever your song comes in, you just jump. It's
yes.
like you want to push me by the hip, like move away. So it's my time. I want to fly. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tell me, what do you love most about Zumba and how has it helped you stay active, fit, and happy at the same time, Jenna?
So honestly, you are a huge part in that. I really, honestly, like your energy that you bring to the class. I've done Zumba like a few times in the past, but it's never like stuck with me as much as this class. And it's really a lot because of you. Like you bring really good energy, and you just like we have fun, and
Yes.
that's what I really like about it. I had told you before, my boyfriend, he always is like, okay, you need to go to Zumba because he's like, after Zumba, you're always in such a good mood, because it's just it's good for my body, but it's also like the most important for like my mental health,
I
and
agree.
that's what I really like about it. And growing up, I did like dance, I did tap, ballet, and jazz. So I've
Nice.
always, yeah, I did it for like 10 years. I loved it, but it's not like the same, but Zumba, it kind of just has that dance feel and like a routine, and it kind of like brings me back to that,
Yeah,
but it's just,
I love
you make
that.
it so much fun. So you are. And one day I would also love to be an instructor.
I would love that. I would love that. I
Yes.
want all my students to become instructors. That would be really amazing. So
Yeah.
for someone, yeah, for someone that's looking to start Zumba or incorporate more fitness in their life, what tips you can give them?
So start Zumba when you start, like you had said, when like I was in the back, like don't be overwhelmed, because I remember the first few classes I was like, oh, I can't do this. I have like no idea what's going on and everything's going too fast, but just like stick with it, and like no one cares. No one's like
Right?
watching if you're like half of the time I like make up my own moves and I'm
Yes,
like,
me too.
yeah, yeah, we know. I'm just kidding. So like no one's watching, and just like have fun, and I think like exercise, like my advice is just find something that you like and do
Yes.
it. Like I like Zumba has really been the one exercise that I've stuck with like in my whole life, like that's probably been like one of the top ones because I enjoy it. You know, like
Yes,
I also enjoy like walking and stuff, but if I just went and like sat at a treadmill and like walked on a treadmill, I wouldn't, like I'd be as
not
engaged
the
in it.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not. So just like find something that you love doing. Even if it's, dancing or playing tennis or,
yeah,
and just like stick with it. And it's really good for your mental health. That's
I agree.
that's
We laugh a
yeah.
lot.
Yes, we laugh so
We laugh a
much.
lot in class.
Everyone should go to your class. I'm telling you. I promote it to everyone. So
I
my
love it.
friend is actually on here. I just saw her say hey. So I've been trying
Parthena,
to get her to go, Parthena. Yeah. So,
now she have to come. Now she
yes.
knows she have to come. So I love that, you started in the back and now you're becoming more to the front. And now to tell me this is the first time I hear it, you want to become a Zumba instructor. That makes
Yes,
me
I
so happy and so excited
do.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really amazing, Jenna. So tell me more about your boyfriend. How many years you've been with him, and do you have plans for the future? I'm not trying to poke you, but I would love to know.
So we've been together about 5 years. Yes. So we live together. Yeah, we definitely talk about the future. If Parthena's still on, she's probably laughing because yeah, we do talk about the future and we're kind of all like waiting. So no, but we do talk about it, and in like the next like year or two, I think we'll, probably take the next step. And I don't know if kids are in our future or not. We're
Nice.
both a little bit on the fence on that, but definitely, moving in a direction to take the next step. And we fit really well together. We're both very family oriented, which I really like. Yeah, and like we just care about people, and
That's
like
important.
yes, and that's like the most important thing I think about him and me. Like we both care a lot,
Yeah,
and we both work hard, and we love our
definitely.
kitten. So
Yes, you have a kitten together now, so
yes,
you
I
have
know.
a
I mean, it's like
baby.
really official now.
It
So
is, right? It is. I
yes,
agree.
yes, yeah, yeah. And I really like his family too, which I think is important. So
It is. I
that's
agree.
not always the case. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what role do your family, friends, and boyfriend play in your journey, and how do they support you?
So I am very blessed. I feel like I have a very nice core. It's a small group, but it's a core of people. Um, Especially my college roommates. Uh, Parthene is actually one of them, but I've known them for like 10, 11 years now. And I have a very close friend. Her name's also Jenna, that I've known since kindergarten. So I feel like there's like 4 or 5 friends that I feel like I could call, and I lean on them. Whenever something's going on, I know that like they could call me, I'll call them, and I have no shame in, again, like asking for help or talking or with
That's
them.
what makes you
And
successful. Asking for
yes,
help.
and that's, yeah, and I tell people that, like, lean on
Yes.
people. That's what life's all about, is
Yes.
having a support group. And that's, and same with family. And, it's really just like cherishing the moments, but also being there, when
Yes.
people need help, and like being there for all like the milestones.
Yeah.
So yeah, and my family has been very supportive, especially with my career.
Nice.
They've been there like every step of the way, like
I
cheering me
mean,
on or
yeah. I mean, we always strive for perfection. We're never perfect, but it's always, always, always you need to be open for, learning more and more and more. And that's amazing to say, Jenna. I applaud you for that. That's
oh,
great.
thank you. Yeah, no, but it is. It's important to be there for your people too.
I agree.
Like I try to always remember that. Yeah. So it's very blessed. Yeah.
So we know that you are with the Bakers and dad is with the Patriots.
Yes.
So when you support a different team from dad, how does it feel to be in the same room when these two teams, play against each other, or just to be there to support your team against that team? Tell me a little bit about it, and how is that day? How does that day goes with
Yes.
all in
So
one room?
yeah, so my dad is a very diehard sports fan. So he gets a little cranky. And it's all in fun. It's all in fun. But
I know.
his Patriots definitely had a nice era, like a nice run. So during that time, they were number one, and he does yell at the TV, not at me, but at the TV. Um, yeah, you too. I definitely yell too. As you could tell, I'm very loud. So I've
We
gotten
are.
that from him, um, a lot. So I definitely there's a lot of like fun. Like we go like back
Yes.
and forth. A lot of my other family members are Giants fans. So through the years, we've gotten together and watched a lot of football, and there's just been a lot of banter.
Yes.
And we have like a family group chat, and we're always kind of talking, crap.
Oh my God.
So,
To each other. I get.
and he still doesn't understand how I'm a Packers fan, but I'm like, it's just what I am,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
That's
So,
awesome. I love it. And your
yeah.
boyfriend, you said he plays fantasy football as well?
So he does not this year. Him and my dad think that they're both part of my team.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you like something like really funny. So this year my boyfriend didn't have a team, and he was just like, I'm not doing it this year. But my dad and my boyfriend, like, they get along really well, but my dad has this like alpha thing.
Yes.
So like my dad will call me and we'll be talking about fantasy, and my boyfriend will say, "Oh, I think we should play so and so," and my dad will be like, I don't know about that. And it could be like the best player. And I'm like, there's always just like this like back and forth.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it though.
Yes.
Does he have a specific team that he roots for?
My boyfriend's the Giants.
The Giants?
Yes.
That's
Yes. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be on the up and up soon.
So I want to, like, discuss a little bit your excitement, experiences, participating in fantasy football. What aspects does you particularly enjoy with that? I know that you enjoy it from dad per se, but for you, specifically, what makes you participating in fantasy football make your experience different from other experiences?
So I feel like for a while, right, I always watched football, but I didn't
Yeah.
really know a lot about the players. Like I knew like, but so fantasy, I've really learned about like the actual players on the teams, and like, and that's been like really something I really like in fantasy. Is that, and it's like fun. Like
Yeah.
I really like on Sundays to like just check how I'm doing, and like it makes each game more fun to
Yeah.
watch. And that's something that I like really enjoy, because it's not just like, oh, my Packers, like I can actually root for other teams or like people.
Yes.
So I've like really enjoyed that, and like learning more about the players. Like now I feel like I actually know, a lot of like the different positions, and like, like who the good wide receivers are, and so like that's been a fun aspect
How did
for
injuries
me.
this year affect your team?
Actually, knock on wood, because like for next year, injuries weren't that bad this year for me.
Wow.
I was,
That's the first
yeah.
year. That's
I
the first.
know. I was like really, I was really lucky actually. Like I had Cooper Cup, and he was injured for a little bit.
Guys,
Um,
listen to that. She didn't have any injuries. You need
I
to
know.
take
But I
some
still didn't
information.
win. I still didn't win, so I don't know.
But still, like you weren't impacted in a lot of injuries like other teams. They didn't even make the playoff. You made the playoff, which is really like important at
Yes.
some point with the
Did
fantasy.
you have a lot of injuries?
I don't play.
Oh, you don't play
No,
fantasy.
I
Oh,
have
wow.
I have
Oh, I thought you did.
football podcast, but I don't play. So I don't think I would ever play. I love learning a lot about it. And my boyfriend, he plays, and he's a writer, and Doug from the Y.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't play it. It's not in me to start playing yet.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Last year, my fantasy team, my number one, I had the number one pick, and I picked Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
and he was hurt like all
Oh,
season. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, but this year I was actually pretty lucky. I feel.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll
So
pay for it next year. So.
you will not. You will be in the Women of Fantasy Football. I think you will do great. You will love it.
I'll definitely be on that because I think I need to be in a couple leagues now. So
Yes, and Cynthia was saying that the Battle of the Sexes as well. They don't have any age limit, but you have to sign up for it. So which is really really cool as well. So like I said, I'll connect you to someone. I'll call you. You mentioned Wendy's name. So Wendy was my co-host at the beginning.
yes,
Of the podcast, and she have a big aspect into women of fantasy football, and she can lead you into a lot of places as well. She's well involved in that, and like you will have a blast with all the women there, I'm sure.
yes,
um,
I definitely want
they
to be
are
involved in
awesome.
that.
Yeah, they're so awesome. So you are a Connecticut native. How did that shape your perspective in first in football and into everything? Did you ever like left Connecticut, or you've been born here and just stayed here?
Yeah, so I was born here. I've just stayed here. I do like enjoy traveling.
Yes.
So I do like seeing like other areas of like the country. I was just in Colorado, which was like a really cool experience. So I know it's probably an unpopular opinion. I actually really like Connecticut. I think it's like really pretty.
I love it
Um
too.
yes, and I like the seasons, and I like that we can kind of go like up north and or
Yes.
or we can go to the city or go to the beach, which I love. So I really like Connecticut, and I think yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I think I kind of align with some of like the values and stuff here. So I feel
Nice.
like I feel like it's just I don't really see myself ever moving. So
I
yeah.
love the autumn colors.
Yes,
I Connecticut is the best place to be, in my opinion.
it
It's
is.
just the
And you could like take a
best
drive up north and the
place.
autumn colors are even better. Yeah. I
Just
could
I
go without the
love it.
snow, but other than that, yeah.
I will go without the icy cold,
Yes.
like below zero. I'm good with the snow, not the
Yes.
icy cold stuff, which is really good. So you were talking a lot about, the importance of commitment, and the expertise in your professional, for your professional growth. How you can build these traits to manifest to your work, Jenna.
Wait, how could I'm so sorry. Can you just repeat the last part?
So we were talking a lot about your expertise, and
Yes.
you need to maintain that expertise and to have that professional growth.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how do you like these traits? How do you grow these traits to manifest in your work?
So that's like a really good question. I gotta think of like what I research a lot of stuff. So like I don't know, like that. Um I I'm part of like that women's group, or it's like an employee resource group now. So we have put on a lot of trainings for like our district, and I think in that I've like learned a lot just about like myself and about how
Yes.
to like grow as like a leader. and by helping other people. I've like really enjoyed that as well. And also I had a female district manager.
Yes,
Yes, and they're not like I've never it's and I don't want to say it's rare, but it's like, and she's like she took me kind of under her wing. And
it's awesome.
yeah, and like really she's like into a different position now, but we've kept in touch. And she's yeah, like kind of like gave me a lot of pointers and like mentoring, which was really cool. And I have like two really good friends from work, and we've leaned on each other a lot. And one is also a sales rep. So yeah,
That's crazy. That's so cool. So let's talk a little bit about the expo because I don't know you know about the expo.
yeah. I don't
You
know.
ever
I
heard
don't
of
know about
it?
this expo. No.
So this was my third year going to the expo, and I really fell in love with that part of the community. Everyone comes from everywhere every single year. So the expo is an annual event. They bring together like fantasy football, fans, and it's kind of like it's not the weekend. It goes from Thursday till Monday, and
Okay.
it's filled with activities, networking, learning opportunities. It's in Canton, Ohio, and it's near the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which we drive, Doug and I, every single year to go there and
That's
meet
so
our
cool.
friends that
Yeah.
we connect through, X every time. And they do draft tournaments, networking parties. We do parties as well. They do workshop with panels. They do booth the day before the party and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that comes from all over, Jenna. They connect in one space. And what I love about it is like, and I heard it from a lot of women, I didn't have friends like that. And I connect now, I have friends like that I
That's
can
so cool.
connect with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, because not everybody is in fantasy football where you live, it's really cool and it's really nice to go to the expo and connect with people that they are really the same like you. And there's people that they talk on Sirius XM. There are people that they are at ESPN, and they're so approachable, and you can come and talk to them without even thinking twice that they're not gonna talk to you or answer your questions or anything. So it is really a great experience, and I would urge you to go. This year.
When
Are you
when is
are you
it?
excited?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's so interesting. That sounds like
It is.
it's right up my alley.
It is. So I do believe it's in August. I'm gonna have Bob Lang next month in February. February 12th, just disclaimer. I'm gonna have him over and we're gonna talk a little bit because that the Sunday before he comes to the show, they're gonna open the buy-in of the tickets and the
Okay.
and everything. And I'll send you the link as well for that if you're interested. And your boyfriend, your dad, whoever wants to go, it is so much fun. So everyone have fun. They will play in the middle of the streets. Like it's crazy. It's like sometimes it's like when you go to college and you do these like stuff at college I don't want anyone to know about. So that's the Ohio experience sometimes.
What happens at the expo stays at the expo,
Stays
I
at the
guess,
expo.
right? So
Yes. It's really so much fun. I really like if you never experienced the expo before, you need to go. So I'm like connecting you with a lot of stuff, lady. You
I know
better go.
I'm so happy about all this. I'm learning so much, and it's like all stuff I'm so interested in. That expo sounds really interesting, and it sounds
It
like something
is
I would like.
super fun. It's super fun to go. I'm serious. You will have so much fun. And if we go together this year, we should do some Zumba there. Last year
Oh
I
man, we
tried. I
should.
tried last year. I wish everybody will do it, but they're
Oh, you
afraid
you
still.
tried last year to do it?
Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, Bob
Did
Blanc
people
was
do
super
it?
nice to give me the space. I had maybe 5 people, which is good. It's not bad.
That's not
I can
bad.
do my class with one person, but yeah. So I'm doing it for charities, and we will see this year how it's gonna be. I did not make still any conclusion about it yet. So Jenna, looking forward for the future, what are your goals? What are your aspirations on both personal and professional?
So personal goal. I know. I was actually thinking about this like the other day. So like that, yeah, for sure. To that. Um, I that's like number one.
Yes,
He's gonna kill me when he like if he hears me
I
right now.
know.
So
We're
funny.
not saying
Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
it's all the
It,
single ladies, all the single
yeah,
ladies.
that's what I'm gonna be like singing, probably for the next like 10 years. No problem. It's all
Love
right.
it.
so so that is definitely up there. Um Another goal, it's not really, but it's to like do some home remodeling.
Yes.
That's like something I'm kind of like working towards. Everything's so expensive.
Nice.
I'm like, yeah. So that's something that's like really important. Also just to be more like mindful
Yes.
and healthier. That's like something and
Love
Zumba
it.
has like helped in that a lot.
Yeah.
And career wise, I really want to be in like a district leadership role.
Wow.
Um,
That's amazing.
yeah, that's something that's like I'm not talking about like next year, but just like down the road, I'd love to have like a
Of
team
course.
of like store employees, or I think that it could be really challenging, but like really fun. I like to train. Like training is like my thing.
Amazing.
So yeah, and like mentoring. So I think that like my employee resource group, like what that's taught me is I could like translate that into that position. So that's like a goal that I have.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and really, yeah, just to like, hang out with family and friends. Like that's I don't know, that's just always part of my plan.
The
So
most important thing. That's the most important thing in life.
yes,
Making a
yes.
difference. I love that.
And maybe get another kitten. But my boyfriend's like so
Look
against
at you.
it. But I'm like addicted. So I don't know.
Look at you. Gonna drive him crazy.
Yeah, he's he's shaking he's like, no. So
He can come and say hi if he wants to. It's up to him. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. Don't drive him crazy, Jenna. So, usually in my show, before I end the show, I ask a question, which, a lot of people wait for it. And my question is, what can you share something with us that you never shared before? Maybe a secret, maybe something that you did, at an earlier age, but you never spoken of before, and you would like to share on the show.
whoa, this caught me off guard a little bit.
Yes, that's
Um,
that's the thing.
oh man. So it's a secret that like no one knows.
Yeah, and
So
you would like to share.
oh man. I gotta think. I really what do other people share? Like stuff that they
Some people
did.
did share like from childhood. They never spoken about something that they did, and it just popped out, and they just share it. Some people did share some secrets that they never spoke about, before. It's up to you. Whatever you want to share. Did you have like a hidden something that you never spoke before to anybody?
Like so in like I still like remember that. Well, I don't know. I don't even want to like because it's like in like seventh grade, I definitely stole like some lip gloss, and I still think about that. I don't know why, because I've never like
Oh
stolen
my gosh.
before, and it was from
Yeah.
CVS. It was like a bunch of lip gloss. I don't know. I guess that I like never talked about it because I was like so scared, and I don't know
Oh
why
my
that
God.
like popped into my head. It's like stupid, but
No, I mean it happens. I love these childhood memories. Sometimes it's like it's ours. It's not about stealing. It's ours. We found it
yeah,
here
we
and we
just
just
found
have
it.
it.
It's just like a part of it. It's fine. I know. I feel like I could have so many other better ones, but I'm like, I can't think of one right now just because I don't know.
I can't. I caught you off guard. I know. I know. I know. That's part of what I
Oh
do.
man, I feel like I let you down on that one. I'm sorry.
No, you never. Stop it. So, any final thoughts or advice you would like to share with our listeners about pursuing their passions and achieving their personal growth?
I would just say, like many people, like I've experienced challenges in my life, like personal and like growing up and stuff. And I would say just like keep pushing through and like I guess like you can't let things like get you down.
Yes.
And that's like the number one thing I think. I think you just gotta like keep going and like no matter what life throws at you and like be adaptable. That's like the main that's like my one thing I really try is just like to be adaptable. Like things are gonna happen and just keep going. Um and just like to like show up. That's what like I always like there's always like that quote. It's like even if you like kind of like a fake it till you make it, like just like
Yes.
show up, like at least like just get dressed and like show up.
Dress up and show
Even
up. That's
yeah, even if things in your life are like falling apart, and like just show up and things will pass.
I mean, you
I
know
always
me with my vertigo, with my broken foot, everything.
I think of you. I mean, look how much you've overcome. And you
I
show up to
just show up.
Zumba and you make us like all happy. Like all of
I,
us. And you're smiling and you might be like dying inside, but at least you showed up.
but I show up.
That's
I
and
love
like and that's cool. And like also like I don't know, I find it so important to like be a role model for like my nieces. So like
Yes,
I feel like if you have someone in your life that, I think that's like important.
I agree.
And like growing up, my aunt was kind of like my role model, and I like credit a lot of like my life to her. So I think it's like important to like give that back.
And surround yourself with positivity all the time. All the
Yes. And you are like so good at that. So
time. Love it. Thank you. So, before concluding, Jenna, please inform our audience on how they can connect with you and your social media presence. Now that I
yes.
poked you to have X.
I was gonna say sorry, I don't really have a social media presence. I know it's terrible, but I've actually been liking X since I've joined. So that was really the one platform I'm on, and I'm also on Snapchat. So
That's
but
awesome.
I'm gonna be on X more now. So please, add me, message me on X if you want to talk
Yes.
about the expo or fantasy. I'd love to talk. So, and I definitely want to be a part of, these groups that we've talked about. I find them
Catfish and
so.
women of fantasy football and more. Definitely,
Yes, yes.
definitely. I will. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Game Changers. We hope our discussion with Jenna provided valuable insights into her experiences and the realm of fantasy football. Please join me for next episode on Wednesday, January 15th, featuring one of the original fantasy football diehards and someone who's been providing information to other fantasy football owners since 1993. Did
Wow.
you guess? It's Bob Harris as my special guest for next week. I would like to express my appreciation to Evan, Iggy, JC, and the whole TSA team for their ongoing support and for facilitating this platform for sharing authentic stories like our Jenna tonight. Special thank you to JC for his essential contribution behind the scenes. I encourage you to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review, as your feedback is key for our improvement and outreach. Follow us on social media for updates and on upcoming episodes, and become part of our community, the Sports Affiliation, where all are welcome. Until next time, continue challenging the game and leaving your mark. This is Carla and Jenna signing off. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you.